The first thing I'm going to introduce to you now are the 5 pillars of water balance. They are sanitizer, pH, alkalinity, water hardness, and stabilizer. You'll want to ensure that these chemicals are always balanced in your water. This will help maintain clean and clear water, as well as water that's not abrasive to the human skin or to your pool equipment. It's not difficult to chemically balance your water. However, a lot of pool owners first have trouble with the concept because of a lack of understanding. So right now, I'm going to help take you through all the steps to proper water balance so that you can have an easy time maintaining a clean, clear, and safe pool. We just went over the 5 pillars of water balance, but before we get into more detail about what they are and how to adjust their concentrations in the pool, we're going to introduce to you the concept of water testing. At Mermaid Pools, we provide complimentary water tests. Simply bring in a small sample of water to the store and our trained and knowledgeable staff will perform a water test for you. They'll give you advice as to what products and what quantities you may need to add to your water for you to maintain optimal water balance. You can also do simple home water testing yourself. This is how.
Performing home water tests on a weekly schedule will help you maintain a clean and clear swimming pool all summer long. To test your water, you will need AquaCheck test strips from your local Mermaid Pool store. Each bottle comes with 50 test strips. Together, they can test for chlorine, bromine, calcium, stabilizer, pH, and alkalinity. To perform the test, dip the stick 2 feet into the water for 3 to 5 seconds. Wait 15 seconds for the litmus strips to change colors. You can adjust the 5 pillars using these chemical products. The amount of each product needed will depend on both the concentration of the chemical in question as well as the amount of water in your pool.
A sanitizer is a chemical that helps prevent the growth of bacteria in your pool. The most common form of sanitizer for pools is chlorine. However, other chemicals like bromine or lithium may also be used. You want to maintain a sanitizer concentration in your pool of about 1 to 3 parts per million. This will help ensure that your pool remains bacteria-free. There are several methods to which a sanitizer can be added to your pool. They are granular sanitizer, liquid chlorine, bromine or chlorine pucks, a salt generator, or a UV system.
A sanitizer is a chemical agent used to remove unwanted contaminants from your pool water. It binds to and burns away organic bacteria and plant life that may otherwise cause a green tinge to the water and may even cause illness to the pool user. Chlorine is the most commonly used chemical to sanitize pools. There are several ways to chlorinate your water. Granular and liquid chlorine are the traditional sanitizers used to sanitize pools. Mermaid sells high concentration granular and liquid chlorine with 65 and 10% concentrations respectively. These products can be used as daily sanitizers or as weekly shock treatments. Shocking your pool means that you're adding a large amount of sanitizer all at one shot. This helps to burn away any bacteria or plant life living in your pool currently. Again, this should be done about once a week. For liquid chlorine and fast dissolving Shock Plus, you can add these products directly to the surface of the water. You can pay particular attention to the skimmer and return jets as the water disperses more quickly at these areas. For Chlorgran, extra measures have to be taken. Put the product in a bucket already filled with water and mix it around until you reach a liquid solution. Once it's a liquid solution, you can pour it over the surface of your pool. Aquafoot are chlorine pucks which will slowly dissolve to sanitize your pool on a daily basis. They contain zinc, which helps to better eliminate bacteria and plant life in the pool. To add Aquafeet to your pool, you'll need some type of chlorinator. If you have an Aqua Genie skimmer, your pool is already equipped with an automatic chlorinator. Open the lid of your skimmer and add several pucks to the container. If you don't have an Aqua Genie, you may instead use an inline chlorinator. This device is a part of your pool's circulation system located after your filter or heater system. With this type of chlorinator, you'll first need to turn your pump off. You can then remove the lid of the chlorinator and add pucks in. Make sure to turn your pump back on afterwards. The final method to using pucks would be to use a floating dispenser. Add the pucks to the floater and place it in the pool. The moving water will help to dissolve the pucks gradually. A salt system is an effective water sanitizer that produces chlorine, which sanitizes your pool. It performs electrolysis to derive chlorine from salt. With a salt system, you should constantly keep a chlorine level at 1 to 2 parts per million. All salt systems have two basic parts: the salt cell, which produces chlorine, and the control panel, which you can use to control your salt cell. Before your salt cell can start producing chlorine for you, you need to make sure of two things: that your water's salt concentration is of appropriate range for your specific salt system, and that the water's temperature is above 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, salt systems work great because they are very low maintenance. They allow you to not have to worry about adding sanitizers to your water to keep your water clean. However, there are steps to ensure that your salt system works properly without potentially damaging your pool or your pool's equipment due to misuse of your salt system. Now, these steps are: Number 1, do not over-chlorinate your water, meaning you don't need to run your system at max output all the time. Number 2, only superchlorinate your pool when needed, usually after a party, after heavy rainfalls, or if your water begins to turn a little bit murky, should you press the superchlorinate button. And number 3, add the product Salt Revise to your water, halfway through the season ideally. The benefits of complying to all these 3 steps will help prolong the salt cell, prolong your pool's equipment and your pool's liner, and your water will also be a lot more comfortable for you to swim in.
pH is a scale measurement of how acidic or basic your water is. For optimal water balance, you'll want to maintain a pH level of about 7.4 to 7.6. Having a pH level that's lower or higher can cause your water to be slightly corrosive. This can slowly damage your pool's equipment and liner, which can be very costly in the long run. You should note that rainwater is slightly acidic, and so you'll want to test your water after every major rainfall. In order to balance your pH, you're going to add products called pH Plus and pH Minus to your water.
pH Plus is a base, and pH Minus is an acid. You can use these products to make adjustments to the pH level of your water. These products are very easy to add to your pool. Simply open the container and add the appropriate amount over the surface of the water.
Alkalinity is an important chemical in water balance. It works to ensure that your pH doesn't fluctuate severely from minor pH changers, such as rainfall or pool usage. For optimal water balance, you want to maintain an alkalinity concentration in your pool of about 120 parts per million. You should note that adding alkalinity to your water also raises your pH level. So if you notice that both your alkalinity and pH are low, you'll want to make sure to add the alkalinity first, then add the pH if you need to make any further adjustments.
Alkalinity is a measure of your pool's ability to neutralize acids. It helps to prevent your pH from fluctuating severely from minor pH changers like rainwater and pool usage. It helps you maintain proper water balance much more easily. You should have an alkalinity level of about 120 parts per million. The product Alkalinity Plus increases your pool's alkali level. To add Alkalinity Plus to your water, you first need to mix it in a bucket and then pour the liquid solution over the surface of the pool.
When we talk about water hardness, we're talking about the concentration of dissolved calcium in your pool water. For optimal water balance, you'll want to maintain a calcium concentration in your pool of about 200 to 400 parts per million. This will ensure that your water is not too soft or too hard. Water that is too soft will cause corrosion to your pool's equipment, and water that is too hard will cause scaling on your pool's surfaces. Both can be very detrimental to your pool's liner as well as your pool's equipment, so you'll want to make sure to get it just right.
The product, Calcium Plus, will increase your water's hardness level. To add this product, you need to mix it in a bucket with water until you reach a liquid solution. Carefully pour the solution over the surface of the water and around the perimeter of the pool.
Cyanuric acid, more commonly referred to as stabilizer, is used in your pool to help maintain a stronger chlorine reading for a longer period of time. For proper water balance, you want to maintain a stabilizer concentration of anywhere from 30 to 50 parts per million. Without stabilizer present in your water, UV rays from the sun will eat away at your chlorine and reduce your chlorine concentration before it has a chance to properly sanitize your water. This is why it's very important to maintain your stabilizer concentration in your pool.
Cyanuric acid, or stabilizer, keeps the sun's UV rays from eating away at the chlorine residual of your water. You typically only need to add stabilizer to your water once a year. If you have a salt system, stabilizer comes in the form of a product called Salt 1. To add Salt 1 to the water, simply pour the powder over the surface of the water. To add stabilizer, sprinkle the product into the skimmer and be sure to not backwash for the following 4 days.
We just went over the 5 pillars of water balance. However, there are several other chemical products that you may need to add to your pool periodically to ensure a clean, clear, and comfortable pool. Clarifiers, Metaban and Stain Protect, algicide, and muriatic acid are all examples of other products you may need to add to your water periodically throughout the summer.
Filter cleaner. You can use this product once a year to help clean either your sand filter or your cartridge filter. Stain Prevent. This is a product you will want to add in at the beginning and end of every pool season to help prevent from unsightly staining that can occur on your vinyl liner. Algicides. They can be used in addition to chlorine on a weekly basis to help prevent algae from growing in your pool. Skin Silk is a water conditioner that helps increase bather comfort within your pool.
If you notice algae growth beginning to occur in your pool, you'll immediately want to take steps to terminate the algae.
Algae is a form of plant life that can grow in your pool. It can turn your pool cloudy, give the water a greenish tinge, and form a sediment film on your liner. You want to avoid algae growth in your pool because it can have the following adverse effects: mild to severe stomach aches, ear infections, lung infections, and athlete's foot. Algae growth can occur from having an insufficient amount of sanitizer present in your water, and once the algae is established, it can defend from chlorine sanitizing your pool.
So how do you go about killing the algae? Well, I'll tell you.
The procedure for terminating algae is as follows. Attach a wall brush to your vacuum pool and scrub the entire liner of your pool thoroughly. This is a very important process as it helps lift the algae that is on your liner and causes it to become suspended in the water. You then want to superchlorinate the water, which is adding 2 times your weekly shock quantity. Make sure to do this during the evenings as UV rays can burn away your sanitizer. Then you want to add an algicide. This process is optional. However, it will greatly help in terminating the algae. You want to use a high concentration algicide for this process, AlgaKill 600 for moderate algae growth, or AlgaPro 50 for more severe cases. You will also need to backwash or clean your filter during this period, as bacteria and algae may become lodged in the filter. We will get into the filter cleaning procedures later in the video. If the algae is not fully removed after your first attempt, you will simply have to repeat this process until it is fully destroyed. Many times, the death of algae causes the water to turn cloudy. The cloudiness will eventually subside. However, if you want to clear your pool sooner, you can add a clarifier to your pool. For more help with preventing and removing algae from your pool, consult the friendly staff at your local Mermaid Pool store for helpful advice.